In the world of video games, few companies have achieved the level of fame, success, and controversy as Rockstar Games. Known for pushing boundaries and challenging societal norms, Rockstar Games has left an undeniable mark on the gaming industry. Today, we'll explore the rise of Rockstar Games and the several controversies that have followed them along the way. Before we can take a look at Rockstar Games and their many controversies, we need to take a look at where it truly all began. Released in 2001, Grand Theft Auto 3 revolutionized the gaming industry and propelled Rockstar Games to new heights. The open-world action-adventure game, set in a fictional New York City called Liberty City, allowed players to navigate a vast and immersive world and engage in various story missions that highlighted Rockstar's skill in storytelling and world-building, as well as their humor and satire.
Steal a Yachty car and go pay your respects to the Colombians. Our honor demands that you leave no one alive!
The game introduced a fully realized three-dimensional world, offering players unprecedented freedom and interactivity, one of the first of its kind. It pioneered the concept of an open-ended, sandbox-style gameplay experience, where players were free to explore the city, undertake missions, and engage in chaotic activities at their own pace, even offering complete freedom in the way some missions could be tackled. The release of Grand Theft Auto 3 marked a turning point for Rockstar Games. The game received critical acclaim and showcased Rockstar Games' dedication to creating detailed and immersive virtual worlds that pushed the boundaries of what was possible. However, as Rockstar Games continued to release their groundbreaking titles, the controversies surrounding them grew. Upon its release in 2002, Grand Theft Auto Vice City was condemned due to its depiction of violence, drugs, and sexual content. Like GTA 3 before it, the game's open-world environment enabled players to engage in criminal activities including car theft, drug dealing, and brutal violence, often targeting innocent civilians. This portrayal of illicit behavior and its explicit nature drew intense criticism from concerned parents and media outlets. Jack Thompson, an attorney and vocal critic of violent video games, launched a high-profile attack against GTA Vice City upon its release in 2002. He claimed that the game's explicit content and realistic portrayal of criminal activities had a detrimental impact on the psychological well-being of players, potentially leading to real-life acts of violence. He targeted Rockstar Games and GTA Vice City specifically, arguing that the game should be banned or restricted due to its perceived negative influence on players, particularly on minors. However, Thompson's crusade against Rockstar Games faced criticism from gamers, industry professionals, and free speech advocates who argued that video games, including GTA Vice City, were a form of protected expression and that blaming them for real-world violence was misguided. Ultimately, Thompson's efforts did not succeed in having Vice City banned or restricted. Nevertheless, his attacks brought Vice City, along with Rockstar Games, into the public spotlight. We also can't talk about Vice City's controversies without making mention of the Haitian American discrimination controversy. An organization in the United States dedicated to fighting racism against Haitians expressed deep offense at certain comments used in the game. For example, when Versetti is instructed to
"Chase the Haitian dickhead down!"
and the highly inflammatory mission objective, quote, To address these concerns, subsequent releases replaced the word Haitians with gangsters in the game's subtitles. In a separate lawsuit in 2017, the focus was on Auntie Paulette and her imagery, which was deemed too similar to that of Miss Cleo, a well-known American TV psychic personality. It is worth noting the irony that the real-life Miss Cleo actually provided the voice for Auntie Paulette in the game. Despite the many controversies, they would all pale in comparison to what Rockstar Games would release just 1 year later. Released in 2003, Manhunt was a highly controversial and impactful video game that pushed the boundaries of violence and psychological horror. The stealth-based action game placed gamers in the role of James Earl Cash, a death row inmate who was forced to participate in a series of sadistic and gruesome snuff films. The game garnered intense scrutiny and controversy upon its release due to its extreme violence, graphic content, and its dark themes. Critics argued that the game's content crossed the line, glorifying and even rewarding brutal acts of violence. The game's portrayal of graphic executions and the encouragement of stealthy, sadistic gameplay drew criticisms from concerned parents, media outlets, and advocacy groups. The game was even blamed for a murder in the UK in 2004. Taken from the Daily Mail, quote, Warren LeBlanc lured 14-year-old Stephen Pacria to a Leicester park aimed with a knife and claw hammer before carrying out the horrific attack in February. The 17-year-old, who was ordered to serve a minimum of 13 years behind bars by a judge at Leicester Crown Court, claimed he planned to rob the younger boy to repay a £75 debt. But his victim's parents blamed the violent computer game Manhunt, in which players earn points for self-killings, for the vicious and prolonged attack on their son. Despite these numerous controversies, Manhunt achieved commercial success and even garnered a dedicated fan base, which was enough to warrant the release of a sequel, Manhunt 2. The impact of Manhunt and its sequel extended beyond their controversy. It solidified Rockstar Games' reputation for pushing boundaries in their game releases, cementing their place in pop culture. In 2005, Rockstar Games found themselves yet again at the center of controversy. However, this time it would have the chance to nearly destroy the company. The scandal erupted when a modder discovered and unlocked an explicit sexual minigame within GTA San Andreas' code that was inaccessible in the original release of the game. The minigame, known as the Hot Coffee mod, depicted sexually explicit scenes involving the game's protagonist and various girlfriends from the game. The content included graphic depictions of sexual acts and was not intended to be a part of the official game experience. Once the existence of the Hot Coffee mod became public, it ignited a significant backlash and led to widespread controversy. The scandal resulted in numerous lawsuits and regulatory investigations. Critics argued that the explicit content was inappropriate for the game's original rating and accused Rockstar Games of deceptive practices by hiding the content within the game's code. Some also raised concerns about the potential impact on children and the responsibility of the gaming industry in providing age-appropriate content. In recent years, Rockstar Games faced controversies beyond their video games, with reports of harsh working conditions and long hours during the development of Red Dead Redemption 2. In October 2018, shortly before the game's release, articles published by many major media outlets, including Polygon, Business Insider, and Kotaku, highlighted the alleged crunch culture and excessive working hours experienced by some employees at Rockstar Games. The articles shed light on the demanding nature of the development process, with some employees reportedly working 100-hour weeks, which is around 14 hours a day, and facing significant stress and exhaustion. The controversy sparked a broader conversation about the working conditions in the video game industry and the toll that it takes on the mental and physical well-being of developers. Many people expressed concerns about the need for better work-life balance, improved employee welfare, and the avoidance of crunch practices, which involve extended periods of intense work to meet deadlines. Rockstar Games responded to the controversy by acknowledging the challenges associated with the development process and expressing a commitment to improving work conditions. They stated that steps would be taken to mitigate excessive overtime in future projects and to create a healthier work environment for their employees. The Red Dead Redemption 2 crunch controversy brought attention to the issue of labor practices within the gaming industry. It prompted discussions about the need for substantial work conditions, fair treatment of employees, and the ethical responsibilities of game developers to prioritize the well-being of their workforce. This controversy has played a role in driving conversations and initiatives toward more balanced and healthier work environments in the industry as a whole. Love them or hate them, Rockstar Games has undeniably left a mark on the gaming industry. They have sparked controversy, fueled debates, and set new standards for interactive entertainment. As the industry continues to evolve, the legacy of Rockstar Games will forever be intertwined with the ongoing dialogue about artistic expression, societal impact, and the balance between creativity and responsibility.